Hello and welcome to the stock market analysis. Let's continue to look at the S&P 500. Here we are. It's sitting at the 50 MA resistance. There was a bearish cross here. Yesterday there was a doji with signal indecision, slowing down of bullish momentum. No doubt, of course, when the market reaches a 50 MA, there's going to be a resistance, and that is why it's going a bit down today, the S&P 500. If you look at the 60-minute chart, it's kind of like rolling down at this moment, and if we draw this uptrend line here, it's still trading above the uptrend line. So what we want to see is for this support area to hold and for it to go back up. Otherwise, if it breaks this downtrend line, we might see further continuation to the downside. Now, if we look at the 2-hour chart, we can actually draw here, and the US 500 fails to break above this downtrend line, which is something that I do not like to see. Usually, if it's a sustainable rise, you want to see it trade back above this downtrend line. Loalright, so let's go to the SPY. SPY also looks kind of same at this moment. Now, if you look at the DIA, it's finding resistance at a 20 MA, which is why it's kind of declining at this moment. And let's go to the 2-hour chart. DIA breaks above this downtrend line, but is unable to move up any higher. And what we can do is to redraw the downtrend line. You can see that it barely moved above this downtrend line. What you want to really see is for it to go up and stay above the downtrend line. That is why it's not doing very well. So we can redraw an uptrend line here, and if Dow breaks below this uptrend line, the DIA, things won't be so good for DIA at this moment. So we can see why it's trying to go up, because there is an area of demand or support here which keeps it from dropping further. But eventually, if the support does not hold, it's going to erode, and if it breaks below this downtrend line, we might see more selling down to the 200 MA. Now, the 50 MA does point to a lot of resistance here, which is why it's difficult for it to move past this area. A lot of area of supply here, resistance, which is why I always want to see the stock go back above a downtrend line before we can ever see it move back up. Now let's take a look at the QQQs. QQQs are also facing a lot of resistance overheat here. You can see that the 20 MA, declining 20 MA, is acting as a resistance. It's at a resistance area. And if you look at the 2-hour chart, or rather the hourly chart, you can see very clearly why it moves down after this, because there's a lot of resistance area here. There's a lot of supply, lots of supply here. So it needs time to absorb the supply before it can ever go up. And maybe we can just draw a triangle here, and first of all, we want the Qs to stay above this downtrend line, and then we want to see it trade and stay above the apex of the triangle. Otherwise, if it breaks below this uptrend line, things are going to get weak. So we are in an indecision moment at the time. Supply needs to be absorbed, and there is still some selling pressure going on. But eventually, if it stays above this spot area, supply will be absorbed and this will continue to move up. Now let's go and take a look at the gold prices. Always interesting to look at gold. Gold is trying to find support at 20 MA here, but failed to do so, and therefore there might be weaknesses that comes to gold, especially when you see that it has broken below this uptrend line here. So we might see a continuation of sell-off if it breaks below here. Okay, so crude oil prices also not doing so well, trying to find support at a 50 MA, but it's weakening. What we really want to see is for it to hold and then move back up higher, but things are not looking so well at this moment. And if it does not hold, we might see a head and shoulders reversal here, and if it breaks below this area, the neckline, let me just draw the neckline here, we might see it tumbling down to here and maybe even further weaknesses. So it's very important that the 50 MA holds. If not, we might see some selling. So look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also kind of declining at this moment. Quite dicey for it, because this is a very important support area. What you want to see is for Bitcoin to trade above this downtrend line, making a double bottom and moving up. Otherwise, if it breaks below this support, Bitcoin might fall to this next level of support area. Sometimes it can be very difficult to play when it's already at the top here, and we don't know whether this is a top or this is a consolidation before it breaks up. So it's always a good idea to trade only when things are in an uptrend. Like for example here, there are many tradable dips and breakouts, but if situation like that, it can be quite difficult for the trader. So maybe we'll just look at the SMH. The semiconductors have gone back up quite a lot, but it is still finding problem at the 50 MA, and this is also a resistance area which you need to take note of. It's not going to be easy for it, but if it can continue to trade sideways and trade back above this downtrend line, we might see a nice bullish reversal up and probably even break out higher, and that will help stocks like Nvidia and so on and so forth. So I hope that this analysis is helpful to you, and I see you in the next one.